Welcome to Embracing Infinity, exploring the infinite oneness in the space of love and truth. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and transformational guide. Her focus is encouraging individuals to know themselves within the lens of their divine heart and highest potential, to evolve within the frequency of love and peaceful harmony. Now, here's your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Embracing Infinity. I am Jennifer Rose, and we are on the Sacred Spiral Network. We are streaming to multiple pages and to YouTube for the Sacred Spiral Network and for my pages as well. And we are on Veronica Jenkins' online live psychics readings today. So I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Veronica and to Kelly for taking such good care of us each and every week. So happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I know there's a lot of planetary stuff going on and eclipses happening. And that's super exciting for everybody as we kind of move through the continuing fluctuating energies. So it should provide some nice surprises and some fun things for us to kind of like dance through as like the cosmic shifts kind of go through for each and every one of us in our daily lives. So, but I'm kind of excited just to like see what happens too. I want to stop and say a couple quick hellos. I see Courtney's joined us. Welcome. Nice to see you, Courtney. Beautiful. Hi, Bernadette. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining us again. We've got Hafsa joining us. Hi, good to see you again. Thanks for coming. And Jennifer McCormick. Hey, beautiful. How are you doing, love? So welcome, everybody. I see Iris has joined us too. Good to see you, beautiful. And Miss Fran Pierce is here. Good to see you too. So hello, hello, hello. And I see Michael Christopher in the house. Hello, Michael Christopher. Michael Christopher has a show coming on at 4:30 Pacific today, 12:30 in the UK. For Spiritually Imperfect with Jennifer Lee. So you guys don't want to miss that. In between, Kelly Brickle will be having her show as well, the Psychic Hour. So it's going to be a really beautiful afternoon and hour shared with all of us here today. I'm also going to be going live at 2:30 with Lori McCoe-Smith for the Edify Your Soul magazine. And I'm excited to also announce that my special guest today, Aidan Brock, will be on there with me as well because he's a contributor. So much fun going on today. So I hope you guys have your phones and your computers ready so we can multitask all of the energy. So yes, Jennifer, the cosmic dance. So true. So that's exactly what we're in right now. And it's actually pretty alive and buzzy right now. So I really like how that feels. There's a lot of beautiful changes and transformation happening. So we just need to keep kind of like going with the flow, saying, allowing things to unfold, knowing we got this, remembering that we're spirit and all is well. And we make it through all of the little changes too. I do feel spirit impressing upon me a little bit just to remind us that change is always happening, and to maybe remember like the spirit of a large sturdy tree, that we are connected, we are grounded, and then we move with the the wind and the changes as well, soaking up the sun, soaking up the water, and just feeling into the breath of everything as I'm feeling impressed. Hi, Nancy. Good to see you. And there's Sid. Hey, Sid, how are you doing? All our friends are joining. There's Cheyenne. Hello, hello. I got all excited there, and then I realized more friends joining us. Hi, Abrin. Good to see you. Welcome, everybody. So I'm so happy you guys are all here today. Super happy about all of that, too. That is what we came for, Jennifer. You are so right. You are so right. I also felt like I wanted to share just for a couple minutes. Hi, Susan. That to talk a little bit about love. As you know, that's my thing. And what I was feeling impressed to just speak for just a few minutes as everybody's joining here today is the changes that we experience with love and the big questions that we all ask from time to time. And oh, thank you, Nancy. Yes, please send hearts. Okay, the microphone is glitchy. So before I talk about that, let me see if I can adjust that here.
Okay, everybody. So I'm gonna do my little magic trick on my AirPods and put them back in and see how that works. Okay. Okay, everybody. I hope that's better. If not, we will make it work, and I'll just keep adjusting as necessary. I'll take just a quick break. I want to thank you, Nancy. Thank you for letting me know. Now I put them back in, so if it's still glitchy, I'll just work without them. I know I lost my magic wand. I don't know what I did with it. I misplaced it, so I'm just waiting for a new one. It's too funny. Oh my gosh. Hi, Abla. Good to see you. Thanks for coming, love. And there's Sarah. Good to see you too. Thanks for coming. Hope I haven't missed anybody. Let me see. Abrin, thanks for coming. Good to see you all. Miss Lynn Janou. Okay. I'm glad it's better. Whew. Hi, Sarah. Good to see you. Okay. So what I wanted to talk about for just a couple minutes is about love. Hi, Kim. Hi, Kim. Is about love and the changes that we go through. And the big questions we tend to ask frequently when we look at the world is like, why do things happen? Like, why do bad things happen? Why do people hurt people? What's the reason? And there's no one answer to this. There's a lot of answers to this, but at the end of the day, they all kind of boil back down to love, that we're all trying to figure out how to know love and understand love and receive love and give love. But we do it in a lot of different ways, and we're always kind of like trying on different hats and costumes on how to do this, right? And then we see that in the process, there's a lot of like misunderstandings or things that happen that are difficult for us to understand. And one of the reasons, what I wanted to impress, a spirit was showing me with love, is that it wouldn't hurt to see things that happen in the world or that happen in our lives if we didn't love. Right? So if we're feeling hurt or we're feeling stressed or we're feeling anxiety about situations large or small, it is because we love. And that is also an element of grief. And when we think of grief, we might think of like the loss of a loved one or a beloved pet. But grief also comes with changes in our life circumstances, changes in relationship. And that's because we love. Now, what about things that aren't connected to us that still bother us, like world events or people that we don't even know that might affect us? Even if it's just somebody who, say, was rude to us on the roadway, for instance, or cut us off. Why does it make us angry? And what Spirit was impressing upon me is that's about love too, because at the end of the day, we are all love. We're all connected to love. Love is the fabric of the universe. And that's why it can hurt, even if we feel like it's not supposed to. I don't even know that stranger who just did that. I'm supposed to not let it bother me. I'm supposed to not be affected by it because I'm, an adult and it shouldn't bother me. But sometimes it does. Often it does, right? And that is because we are all beings born of love, but we're here in this reality, trying on all these different little roles and personas and costumes, trying to figure it out because we don't have complete access to everything that our higher self does, right? And so we experience grief in so many different ways because we love, and love is always connected to grief. So if we want to know, why are we feeling some way, or why is another person feeling some way or acting some way or saying certain things, even if it could be just downright horrible, it is because deep down underneath there is a desire to love and be loved. The innocent being, the light of being that's in each and every body is trying to understand and figure out love. Some ways just are not as beneficial over time. And this is why, I know I say that softly, and this is why it's so important for us to know ourselves, because we can change patterns of our reality. We can figure out our part in thing, because it's always a dance of self and selves, right? And so we can change continuous patterns that we see throughout our life that have begun from an early age, most likely, by knowing ourselves and looking at ourselves and doing the inquiry. We're real good at processing things outside of ourselves, but we tend to sometimes forget that there's the internal work that is highly beneficial as well. And it's worth taking a look, and it's worth learning to love and embrace ourselves and all of the parts of ourselves. And it can be scary sometimes at first, right? But the payoff and the rewards are so worth it. They are so worth it. So um, have a little dance with yourself and all of the parts with yourself, with total compassion and non-judgment. Let's do that and see what happens, and see how your reality changes, because that is one of the miracles that we have at our disposal, is self-love. It is your road to freedom in life, to living a more vibrant, healthy, happy, bold, and brave, and beautiful life by getting to know you. And this will help change your reality as you connect with humanity and build more and more empathy and compassion for humanity, for each other. So I hope that is helpful to you, and thank you for listening. And I'm going to take a quick break before we bring on my special guest, Aidan Brock. I'm so excited to bring him on. And I want to say hi to Heidi Gohl, who's coming as well. Hello, Paige. Good to see you. Hello, Tamer, good to see you too. And Kirsty, hello. Kay Weary. Gabby, hi. Gabby Sanchez, hello. Mr. Ed Odell is in the house. Tip top hat to you, my friend. And there is Jesse. Good to see you. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you. So happy you're all here. Hello, Evelyn. You must be over on YouTube. Hello, beautiful. Great to see you. And Miss Vivian Ishmael, good to see you too. And thank you for all your positive comments. I so appreciate each and every one of you too. If you have a chance at some point during the live to hit the reaction button, give us a little heart. It helps the algorithms. Share, tag, subscribe to the Sacred Spiral Network. We would so appreciate it to follow our pages. And it helps to kind of keep things growing so that more people can benefit from this as well. So hi, Angela. Good to see you. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So without further ado, I am excited to bring on my special guest, Aidan Brock. Come on, Aidan.
Hey.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And thank you for being here on the show with me today, Aidan. Everybody's really excited to see you and meet you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Really glad too. I'm going to just read your information really quick for everybody to get to know you a little bit better. And I know you've got a lot of people who do know you, so all your friends are coming here to support you as
Yeah. Hi,
well.
Nancy. I see you.
Yeah,
Hi, Vivian.
yeah,
Hi.
yeah. That's so great. So everybody who may not know Aidan yet, Aidan Brock is an evidential medium in the Austin, Texas area. He hopes to bring an everyday, approachable perspective to spiritual work and to help his clients understand more about the world and themselves. Love is what binds all of us together, and he hopes that you experience this through the services out in your daily life. That's beautiful, Aidan. That's very well said.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. How did you get called into mediumship?
That's a good question. And actually, my article that I am writing for Edify Your Soul magazine, the second edition, is about my unfoldment journey and about what that looks like for me. When I was in early high school, was more so when things started to unfold for me. I have memories from when I was younger, but it was just kind of here and there. When I was in high school, I started a more dedicated meditation practice, and a meditation just really flew the doors open. and things were starting to happen. I was starting to see things, and then things were happening, and I was starting to feel things around me, and I didn't know what to do. And so I went to a workshop to kind of look at what my gifts might look like. And then somehow, I think your page popped up somehow on my feed, somehow being spirit, of course. And then I connected with, folks in the circle and started my development.
Oh, that's awesome, Aidan. I'm so happy you did, and I know you've worked with a lot of beautiful teachers over your development as well, and now you're really starting to spread your wings and shine bright out there. So it's so happy to see you on this journey. It makes my heart very happy and very bright. And what do you hope to do with this beautiful gift that you've been given?
I would say in my meditation sitting with spirit last night, it's interesting that this comes up, that I was strongly impressed that although I've had challenges in this life as everybody else does, I've become more and more aware of how many blessings I have. And spirit was very clear in that I've been given the blessings in order to help. That these, blessings of being able to communicate with spirit, being able to connect with community, and people like yourself and other people in the community, is to bring us all together to help those that are suffering. And when we can share that love within ourselves and within the group, it brings the world together. So that's my intention with this work for healing.
That's a beautiful gift, Aidan. I love that. Thank you so much. That is kind of like why we are here, isn't it? Like that's just such a beautiful and pure attention. And you're very lucky. A lot of us start this journey a little bit later in life, and you're getting to start it younger in life too. So I'm so excited to see like how that's going to unfold for you as you continue to grow. I know you also have a little background in psychology. That's something that you enjoy studying, and I'm curious how this has helped you in your personal growth, to connect with your mediumship and to connect with clients who come in for you for readings and so forth.
Sure, there are a lot of connections within certain aspects of psychology and spirituality. Carl Jung was actually the guy that coined the phrase synchronicity. A lot of people talk about synchronicity and time and numbers and all of that. But Carl Jung was a psychologist, and it's very interesting in kind of the Jungian movement of his own. I think it's Contemporary Man in Search of a Soul, of this whole journey that he was on within psychology in general. A lot of folks within the spiritual community, and I would say even within myself, and a lot of people in the modern day struggle with day-to-day things and mental, wellness of daily stresses, grief, all of that comes up. And as we process those things and those difficult things in our lives, oftentimes those things can come together of when we are having difficulties with grief or with whatever challenges we may face in this life, finding resources both in the medium and in the therapist and in other resources that can help us. And in many ways, spirit can appear in that way too. And there's a lot of healing that takes place. A good one of my friends, April, is the clinical social worker, and her big bridge is bridging mental health and like psychology and spirituality and the bridges between those things. So it's a really, really beautiful thing to observe for sure.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for sharing that too. And I would imagine too, it will also help you be able to hold space and connect with your clients well, to have that background. And I feel like spirit is already using that background in your mediumship as well, because they can touch on that knowledge as part of their message that they want to give to who's receiving that message, to the loved one that's here.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I really like Lynn's comment here about how psychically gifted people can become psychologists often because it's more societally accepted. But in that way, in my own journey, I was nervous to talk about being a medium with therapists that I worked with because I'm like, what if they think there's something wrong with me or whatever? But luckily, things have gone really well. And a big part of my journey and a part of my unfoldment is I found a lot of dissatisfaction and a lot of difficulty emotionally when I wasn't doing this work and being public with it and kind of being private and reserved and all of that. Um, and with the with my own development in that way, I then realized, oh my goodness, I am supposed to be doing this work, and my body is telling me that. My psychology, like my own psyche, is telling me that. And oftentimes we do different things to numb that feeling or anything like that, but also psychology and mindfulness and spirituality come together in a beautiful way too. I think in healing, it's all for healing, and that approach is really, really great.
Yeah, I agree. I think it helps us so much on our healing journey to have some of that background, because spirituality and psychology and science, they all go really well together. And Embracing Infinity sounds like a Carlos custom. And you see the parallels. There's some of these uh, people that we read about and study, like Carl Jung and Carlos Castaneda too. It's like there's these themes that are very consistent throughout time and space and history, and that is where we can, because of that consistency, that helps us to have the validation of some of these deeper truths that have like withstood the test of time. And I love that you've been accepted by the people in the psychology community too, with your mediumship too. And I know it can be hard because we wonder if we're going to be judged, if they're going to think we're crazy, because we can hear and we can see things, and it's like what they're going to want to label that as well too. But I think we've come a long way too. And it feels like this is part of this journey for you, has been kind of like coming out of the closet or stepping out of the box in the whole of you, of all of these
Yes,
different parts of you. That's
yes,
very beautiful to see, because I know we have a lot of mediums and developing mediums that are here today too, and they're trying to do the same. They're trying to spread their wings and shine their light as well. So well done. But if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about that.
sure. With It's interesting, in my own mind, I was brought up to a story in a therapy session that I was in. I was working with a therapist that I knew she had Christian roots, and so that own judgment came in about the whole mediumship thing and what she was going to think and all of that. But she told me a story of when her husband was in college around my age. He had such a bad stomach ache. He was in the library and his stomach was just hurting so bad. And he was saying it out loud, crying, oh my gosh, my stomach's hurting so bad. And then this other boy comes up to him and says, I don't know if you believe in this or not, but I'm a healer and I can make your stomach ache go away. And he said, within a couple minutes, my stomach ache was gone. And so within that experience, is almost as if that healer kind of set the stage for me and making me more comfortable. But within my own, to address your question, within getting out there, it's scary. It's scary getting out there. I was talking with one of my mentors, Joe Shield, about that last night in a circle where it is very scary and you do face a lot of scrutiny and all of that. But at the same time, there are people that need the light. There are people that need the service. And I'm being called forward in order to do this, and other people are as well. I see Tracy's here, Tracy's out there, a bunch of other folks are hopping on here. And with that and getting out there, it takes a lot of trust, but it's also important to stay true to yourself too. Within my own approach, I really am inspired to be down to earth, very approachable person. Sometimes it can be very unapproachable in some ways with vocabulary that people can get overwhelmed with, of all this vocabulary that people don't quite understand. But in more and more of my work, I want to integrate spirituality and integrate some of these higher level things into everyday life, because it can be a part of everyday life if we are willing to let go of the stigma and to work in that way. And so a big part of my work is wanting to let go of the stigma and going, hey, I do this work and I am a normal person. I live a normal life and all of that. And it's in that vein that I think we can move forward of balancing both the human and the spiritual together.
I love that. I love that. Integrate is one of my favorite words. Bringing everything to wholeness, the within, without, the above, the below, and what we can achieve when we're willing to just look and pause and look at what's going on inside in addition to what's going on outside of us. So beautifully said. And it is getting a lot better, but we kind of pick and choose like how we share ourselves sometimes. But I'm finding now that when I'm out there just in the everyday world, people are actually pretty receptive and open and excited to find out more about what I do. And I'm like, okay, we're getting somewhere. You know, it's like, I think some of the fears we have about judgment aren't as bad as we might think they are, as we might think they're going to be. And then it actually turns out that people are quite interested and more open than we believe. So we have come a long way, haven't we?
Yeah, it's very interesting, and especially in our work, when you have a practice with integrity and even being evidential based, that becomes a lot more approachable for folk in opening up and trusting and all of that. Because that's an important part too in the work of when I sit down with somebody or I'm in a group with somebody, if everyone's closed off, then it's not going to work as well as unless other the alternative to people being open. And it's oftentimes the protective mechanism of our mind, of it's easier to think in our mind that people aren't going to accept us, because then when other folks outside uh come and don't accept us, then it's like, oh, I already thought of that, so I was ahead of the game. It's a protective thing, where I think it's important to not be naive in knowing that there are people that are going to speak against this, but it's not that they're the enemy. They are suffering in their own ways because of certain societal structures that they've grown up on. And there's a lot of fear there. It's a lot of fear. And I know within my own personal life, a lot of fear brings a lot of suffering. And so it's important to where you can have folks that are trolls and things like that, that it can be so easy to turn to anger. But in our own practice, it's most important to turn to love, because those people that we see as enemies, they need the love and the healing the most.
Yeah. When we make people a threat, that's because we're trying to protect our core self as
Yeah.
well too. And if we can remember like what's, the dynamics that are playing out, that everybody's, the other person is feeling threatened and protective, and so therefore they're behaving in that way. If we can recognize it when it happens and then not get pulled into our own feeling threatened too, whereas then it's this, thing happening cycle upon cycle, like cycle activating cycle too. But if we can remember that, we can stop and pause, and then we're able to actually hold some space for that person too, and not get reactive. But it takes practice, because we also then have to identify our own core beliefs, like you said, like of those things that are like deep down and stuff side of us that we may not even realize is there, because it's so far back in the unconscious mind, right? And once we bring that to the surface, then we can really start to make some changes. So I love how you brought all of that forward. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. And I was being inspired to bring up the Sermon on the Mount and this idea of blessing those who persecute us. A lot of times, I think, especially in the modern day, in certain spiritual and religious circles, that is forgotten a lot. And it's very hard because it's very easy psychologically. The connection, the amygdala and the limbic system are going to engage a lot faster than the prefrontal cortex and all of the like rational thinking parts of the mind. But just like anything, like you said, Jennifer, when we practice, and it's a practice, even in my yoga classes, we say that yoga is a practice and that we just keep doing it every day and every day and every day. And in that way, it becomes easier and easier and easier. And in that way, we notice, okay, this aspect of my mind, this aspect of this reaction that is happening, I am now becoming aware of that. And when I become aware of that, I notice that the reaction is a little bit separate from me. And the awareness comes in, it's just a practice thing of, we often identify with the fear, we identify with the belief or whatever it may be. But when we identify that thought or that feeling or whatever is coming through to us, then we can take action toward that of, how do I respond to that? How do I heal that, and things like that. But that takes a lot of practice for sure.
It does. It does. It's the becoming aware that we're aware. Like I can totally relate to what you're saying. And like you said, the amygdala, that's our fight, flight, freeze, react kind of thing. And
That's right.
when we're under high stress, that's going to be in play, flooding our body with cortisol and all of this stuff. And then we're not even able to, respond in that higher awareness. So that's why taking care of our body and managing our stress level is like really important. That self-care part is really important too. And I've noticed that like when we get triggered and we get reactive, it's a bit feeling like you've moved into an altered state or in a bit of a trance, because of the way the energy is kind of like moving through you, with that too. And so that's always a signal. Okay, wait a minute, that's another part of self that's, coming up or being seen or being shown too. So when you have the awareness to spot it, then you can, intercept the becoming it, because there's the feeling that's arising and the story that's arising with it too. And it's so easy to just become it, to where you can't get yourself out of it. That's where the gold is in that practice, is like, oh, I see what's there. Now this higher awareness part of me is going to attend to this part, so that we can integrate it and bring the healing, and then be able to like get into a new healthier pattern.
Yeah, absolutely. And that comes with practice of mindfulness and other things. Eckhart Tolle is a great person to look at with the awareness aspect of the power of now, is great in that it invites us to notice whatever is going on in our mind and all of that, in order to change patterns, in order to empower ourselves too. But I'm also being impressed to talk about Brene Brown, who's a, a social worker, but a researcher and a professor at University of Houston. So she's a little bit more in my backyard. but she has a lot of stuff on vulnerability and being our true selves and all of that. And when we talk about getting out there and saying, oh, I am a medium or I am XYZ, that aspect is so vulnerable. And she talks about vulnerability, and vulnerability helps us find true belonging. And I know within my own journey, the vulnerability aspect was very hard because in my own personal journey, I was told from a young age that certain aspects of myself were not to be expressed to other people. And that was a protective thing. And that's a generational thing and all of that. I don't want to get into that. But in that, I then realized that we have to be our authentic self. We have to be true to ourselves, true to our values, and to set that in place. And when we set that in place, we belong to ourselves and then can create a community that really helps us belong to the world and to connect to the world because our true selves are then connecting to the world and creating these connections rather than this maybe not as true though, that is kind of created by people pleasing and I want to act like this because of that, or because of XYZ, or in order to protect the self.
Yeah, yeah, I so agree with you. And I love you brought up Brene Brown and vulnerability. And Courtney was saying a little bit earlier, like you can't escape it; it will find you, or it will find you. That's similar to what I've said before: is what you run from will chase you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like, what are we running from? Like we're running from ourselves. We're running from parts of us that need us, right? And if we can attend that, if we can stop running away from ourselves, like what can we create in love with each other, in our community, in our interpersonal relationships, and with humanity as a whole? Like that is like, I mean, I just get so excited to think of like what's possible with that.
yeah, yeah. And the spirit world wants to connect with our authentic selves and to bring the authentic self in because we are created and manifested in a beautiful way in our own unique aspects. And when we can step into those qualities, step into those aspects of ourselves and the truest form, we can find such a unique piece of the universe too, that is ourselves. And in that way, and when we can accept our own self, we can begin to accept and love other people too.
With such greater capacity.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. I want to give you a hug. I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, let's
Love you
talk about
too.
the magazine, Edify Your Soul. Lori McCoe-Smith is the creator and editor, and we're both in the second edition that's coming out very soon, and we're going to have an announcement this afternoon. So I'll see you again. But
Yes, yes.
tell me about this for you. What this means for you, and
Yes. At the beginning of 2025, I really set the intention of getting out there and saying, okay, I'm tired of running from it. I'm tired of feeling XYZ, and I'm ready to take a step into my power and move. And so many things have happened since then. Like I'm here now. I started, reading in various places for various groups, and now I've written an article, which is great, and getting to connect to people in that way. And my own article is not giving away too much, but it's about unfoldment and the process of what that looks like, and a little bit about my own journey to inspire other people that may have similar journeys or and a little anecdotes here and there of little pieces of advice to take on to our journeys of how do we face unfoldment. And also when we think about unfoldment, there's never really an end to it. We are constantly going and unfolding, and Spirit says that's the nature of all things, that we are constantly unfolding, constantly changing, constantly moving around. If things were the same, although our mind wants things to stay the same because that's safe, when things are the same, it's a little bit boring, and that's not as fun. And so it's it's a good thing to keep in mind of when things are changing, when things are a little bit, although the mind has difficulty with change, so a lot of times change is a good thing and can bring a lot of good things. And everything is working toward our betterment. It has to. It has to work toward our betterment. Oftentimes we can trip ourselves up, but in tripping ourselves up, we learn so much about how to not trip ourselves up. And so, as I'm sitting here, and as I just paused there for a second, I was also told to talk about how connecting to spirit and taking a second to connect to spirit, if there are folks that are listening, and myself included sometimes, that have a little bit of a rocky foundation or a little bit of, I don't know where I'm going in life and all of that. And then the psychology just kind of unfolds from there of we have panic and things like that. Connecting to spirit and establishing that foundation, even just sitting there and going, I'm going to sit here and connect to myself and to connect to spirit and just sit there and see what happens. I found that to be such a transformative practice within my own self, and to not be afraid to ask for what you need and to state what you need, saying, Spirit, I need healing. I need, uh, I want to manifest this into my life. All of that. We are worthy of all the good things that are coming to us. But in that, when we have establishment, and Eckhart Tolle describes it as connecting to the deep I, when we connect to like all that is, that is the foundation for manifestation and change and all the things that we want to bring into our lives. Yeah, and
That's
Paige, I see your comment about sharing the name of the publication. It's Edify Your Soul. Um, so I think Jennifer on her Facebook, Jennifer Rose, has a post about it. So if you wanted to look at that, and we're also doing a live to announce the second edition. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah. Edifyyoursoul.com, everybody. You can go on there and you can read the first edition. It's free. It's really easy to access. All you have to do is click on it and it'll open up the magazine right to you. And the first edition was a beautiful success. And the second one is, I believe, coming out tomorrow. And you're going to be in that one too. So, and again, we'll be doing another live this afternoon in just a little while to be announcing with Lori. So that's coming up as well. So stay tuned for that. So very excited too. So congratulations, Aidan. So happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you. You as well.
Awesome. And you're starting to demonstrate too, I hear.
Yes, yes. Which is a journey in itself, but it's a different energy when working with groups, but it's really great and getting to work in different capacities and working on lives and shows like this, working in churches and Zoom and private sittings and all of the different myriad ways that we work. It's a great opportunity and a great thing to have in the world.
It is. It is. I love demonstrating. It's something I wanted to do from the very beginning. And you're very good at it too. And we've gotten to do some
Thank
of it.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. We've gotten to do some events together, but you've got some other ones. So you're starting to blossom out. And you're going to be demoing with Debbie soon too, I hear too. So that's very exciting. When is that coming up so people can keep their calendars posted?
Yes, I believe the service is on the 14th, but if you follow my Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, it'd be Aidan Brock Evidential Media. I'll be posting about it when that time comes up. So feel free to. It should be like in 2 weeks or so. And it's a great group. And it's also cool to connect with across the pond too. Deborah Romero, who I'll be working with, is very much connected, and I know you are as well. Because I talked to Colin with the magazine, and he said, "Yeah, you're in good hands with Debbie and Jennifer Rose." So with that, it's a great thing, and I never thought I would be in a platform medium, quote unquote. I never thought that would be something that would be a part of my journey. But in my own development, it's just kind of something that's happened. And I would also encourage further developing mediums like myself that often tend to label, oh, I'm a platform medium or I'm a private sitting medium, of to be open to whatever comes up and to be able to work in a variety of formats and to try new things and all of that. And that goes with the clairs too. Often we have like, oh, I'm clairvoyant or I'm clairaudient, but opening up all the clairs is really cool too. When you have smells and tastes, and it's always a fun journey when that happens. So
Yeah. Yes, it really is. Well done, Aidan. So excited for you too. And yeah, the more we're willing to put ourselves out there and just try and say yes to opportunities, the gifts will keep coming from spirit. I love the saying, God helps those who help themselves. Because sometimes we tend to think, oh, spirit, do this for me, do this for me, But we're going to put a link in for you all. We've got Aidan's link tree that will connect you to his different pages, his website. There it is right there, his website, Instagram and Facebook. So you all can follow him and connect with him, subscribe, all that good stuff. Speaking of which, everybody, for those of you who have come in recently, thank you for being here as well. For those of you who have joined, if you could pretty please hit the reaction button, the little heart that says you like the video, comment, subscribe, tag, share. It helps us to keep reaching more people. Follow and like all of our pages, Aidan and myself and Sacred Spiral and Veronica Jenkins online live psychic readings page. A little thank you. And we appreciate it so much too. And subscribe to YouTube on the Sacred Spiral channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. With that, I know some of you have been asking about readings. So yeah, we're going to make time to do a couple of messages for everybody here today. So we'll shift gears. And if you would all, Evelyn, yes, edifyyoursoul.com is where you can find the magazine. And the first issue is ready to read, click, read, go. And then the second one's coming out tomorrow as well. We'll have an announcement coming out this afternoon. So thank you for inquiring about that. And hi, Zoe. Hi, Janelle. Good to see you. Hi, Ava. Oh my gosh. All your people are here. Look at that. So that's beautiful. Okay, so my beautiful friends, in order to receive a message, I do need two things from you. Aidan and I will be taking turns. Is please let us know that you're open in the comments. So just say open, and that way we know that's your consent for us to give you a message here today. And then number two, please keep up with us in the comments as we're working with you. So if you get if we feel drawn to you or selected to give a message to, please give us your responses and your validations in the comments as quickly as you can, because there's a little bit of delay. That helps keep our momentum and our power going, so we know we're on the right track with you, because we want to make sure we're the right person giving the right message and that everything is as spirit intends. So that's what I need for you. Thank you. I see you're all working with that. Much appreciated. And Aidan, would you like to get started?
yeah, sure. I'm gonna go to Zoe first since they said that they would like a message. The thing that I'm getting intuitively for you, Zoe, is I want to talk about a trip that's around July or August that either you have thought about doing or something like that. And I feel this to be an area that would be tropical. Like I want to go to like sand on my feet and things like that. I also want to talk about I want to be brought to the Pacific Northwest or some area that has a lot of pine trees that would be very rainy as well. I want to talk about hiking too in that area of something that would be significant there. Um, I also want to acknowledge someone in spirit here that I would see as an aunt for you that would have been as I am feeling into her energy, I feel very grounded, very kind of calm individual, but I also feel very creative with her. I want to go to jewelry and things like that. um I do feel as though this was something that was very quick in her passing, but um just and as I'm wrapping up here with you, Zoe, I am wanting to talk about taking care of yourself as well, of taking that personal time to take a breath in and out and to rejuvenate. Oftentimes we are go, go, go constantly, and that is a difficult way to keep sustaining ourselves. So being grounded, taking a moment, take a breath is what I'm getting. So thank you.
Oh, that was a beautiful message for Zoe. Thank you, Zoe, for allowing Aidan to work with you. That was beautiful. Always on the go. Yeah. Great job. Thank you, Aidan. Okay, may I come to Rochelle Ready, please? I felt drawn to you. And beautiful Rochelle, if you could just keep up with me in the comments, beautiful. The first thing I picked a card for you from my Sisters of the Sea Mermaid deck, and I got number 36, the Saltwater Sisters. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? So that is the first card. As I'm feeling into this for you, it feels like what I want to say is you're wearing this crown of love and connection to the people around you. And spiritually, this is something you're continuing to try to cultivate in this love and connection. So let me know if this is making sense for you as far as like your empathic spiritual journey. Like this feels very important. When I move into the water, the emotions, and the salt, I feel like I want to go to a beautiful transformation that is taking place of getting really in touch with your emotions, and almost as if there's been this very clearing healing for you. Clearing is a beautiful thing. It's not about getting rid of like old stuff. It's about bringing everything to like clarity. If that makes sense. That's how I view that in the sense of a word. And then with the clearing, it's like, then you can see things from a better, more broader perspective, and like this heart expansion happening for you too. I feel like it's beautiful beams of light, like coming out of your heart. And Rochelle, I do feel as if there's connection with the, ascended master, Jesus, that comes in for you too. I don't always get that, but I do feel like this ascended master working with you and the bringing of like the white dove and the peace and the candle. Let me know if this is making sense for you as I bring it forward. When I move into my unicorn deck, I get the passion card for you too. Isn't that beautiful? So this one and this one. So I get the passion card for you, and it says, do what excites you, get fired up about your life, and increase your energy levels. So I hope that is making sense for you. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. And with that passion, that's about like living your life so boldly and brightly. So it makes sense with the information we got from the first card for you, that you're moving into like a new world, a new life, a new year for you too. So I feel very, very excited for you too. I want to bring just a lot of like sparkly little fairy dust around you too. That's happening. So it's a very like momentous time. And I want to give you the number 8s for you too. So 8, of course, is the infinity turned sideways too. So beautiful year to come already in progress for you. So I know this to be important for you too. I also feel connection with Archangel Michael coming for you as well, giving you that kind of like spiritual backing to help you like make those bold and brave, courageous decisions. So let me know if this is continuing to make sense for you, Rochelle, as well. I want to give a little wink from a grandfather in spirit that's coming in. And as he comes in, he feels very, very proper, very sturdy, very polite. And I just feel like he wants to put big arms around you too, as a hug, and to say like he's just so incredibly proud for you. He feels very like dignified, wanting to represent those you love that are in spirit world, that are always kind of like looking through the window into our reality and cheering you on every step of the way. And he reminds me of your tender heart, because he gives me the symbol of like Bambi coming in and reminds me of your tender heart. And he says, that is precious, my dear. Always keep it that way. No need to guard it. No need to hide it. Let that be your biggest gift. So thank you, Rochelle, for allowing me to work with you. I hope that was helpful for you. Much appreciated. And Aidan, I'm going to hand it back over to you. Thank you.
I want to go to Paulette Richard. When I look at your name, Paulette, I was instantly brought to like heart-centered, very healing individual. If you don't do healing already, I feel like that would be something along your path, is something to explore, different healing modalities. I feel like you know that though. Spirit's saying that you know that. Um, but I want to be brought to as well of adding a little bit more masculine energy. And when I say that, I mean taking a little bit more charge of things. And I'm being brought to what I said earlier about making things clear to about what you want and things like that. And I was also okay. I was also asking Spirit about something specific that you would understand. And I was shown a balloon that was like a silver kind of gray that had like colored letters or something like that. And so I know there's some kind of significant celebration that is wanted to be brought up here as well. And feeling into I also feel like there's a push to get out into the community a little bit more and to connect with people outside of an inner circle, or there's something about going out and doing service that I want to bring up here too. So thank you.
Beautiful, Aidan. Really well done. Okay, perfect. May I come to Kay Weezy Jones, please? I see that you're still open. You just popped in because I was feeling drawn to you. Okay, love. So I'm going to work with you. Keep up with me if you would, my darling, too. The first card I got for you from the Mermaid deck was 24, Feel Your Power. So there you go, Feel Your Power. And my love, if I may add to it from Spirit, when you're in your power, it's your energy, but it's also your heart, it's also your spirit, and it's what propels you forward in life and helps you to know who you are. And so may I suggest sitting in the quiet for a few minutes to really like just tune into your physical body and your energy within your body too, so that you can start to really get to know that power even more than you already do. And this is what will help you in your life, in your totality of your life. You have a lot of beautiful spirit helpers that have been watching you grow and been watching you develop. And I'm hearing from them like the time is now, like the time is now. So we're ready to kind of make that next step. We're ready to be courageous. We're ready to walk into the sunshine after going through some transformation through these winter months. Is this making sense for you, Kay Weezy, as I'm feeling into it for you as well? So just drop me a little comment and let me know. With that, I pull in the unicorn card, Strength, for you too. So as again, we've moved in through the depth of your soul and your being that you've been in touch with too. And now we're kind of getting ready to move into the springtime months where you can really just kind of expand and relax and kind of pick the flowers once again, if that makes sense. With the Strength card, it says this challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gifts in the situation. And so whatever in place right now is starting to move out and forward, because I get the symbol of an egg opening up, like hatching, and then the little birdies flying and kind of coming in and making their way and drying off their little wings. And it's really, really quite sweet. So I feel as if you're moving into these spring months. There's a lot of joy and happiness. And please remember that joy, it lives in you. So it's not something you have to find out here, but it lives within you. So as you feel your power, you'll get in touch with that joy. And I just want to give you a heart and some love too. So thank you for allowing me to work with you, Kay Weezy. And I'll leave you with my love and with the love of Spirit as well too. Handing it over to you, Aidan.
I'm gonna come to Paige Vichito, if I may. And with you, Paige, I'm being brought to grandmother and I feel grandfather in my awareness. I would be connected to mom's side, I feel, but I do want to acknowledge that grandmother was coming through first, and I want to be brought to. She had a strong personality, and that she was not a go with the flow kind of gal. She wanted things done properly and things done her way. She's also coughing in my ear, so that's my symbol for that there was some kind of breathing issue or something like that. I also am brought to the brain or the head or something with this here. Um, I'm also being told to bring up. Okay, I was brought to October, but I also want to talk about February for some reason too, being significant. Because as I was brought to October with Spirit because I was seeing Halloween, but I was also about to stay February. So I want to give that as well. And I also want to talk about a young man that I would see as a son or nephew or something like that. I don't feel they're saying that he's not in spirit, but they're just wanting to bring up the son as well. And also, there's some kind of a transition as well. I want to acknowledge a young man that would have some kind of transition as far as if he's like about to graduate or something like that. It feels like that's correct. That's right. And I'm wanting to be brought to like 23 or something with that. I'm just gonna say that. And for you, Paige, your son's birthday is in February. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Um, with that, I am wanting to acknowledge that relationship and how loving you are with him. But I also want to talk about another sibling. So I want to be brought to two boys, but or there's something about that. But with you, Paige, wrapping up here with what Spirit wants to say to you, I also feel this a father figure in some way that is here um, that he feels distant to me. So I don't want to say father, but I feel like a dad or something like that. But what I want to say from him is I feel there's something that is there's a little bit of fear about something or moving forward with something. And of course, we don't want to do anything that's of harm to ourselves, protect ourselves, things like that. But I feel if it is right in your own intuition and you know that it's right for you, moving forward on a path or doing something spontaneous, I feel that has popped into your own mind, but hasn't. It's a little bit stagnant. That I want to kind of push it out here a little bit. So that's what I want to give to you, Paige. Of moving forward and really, my own mind is going to like Knight of Swords with like just charging forward and just doing it and being spontaneous. So that's what I want to give to you, Paige. So thank you.
That was beautiful, Aidan. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Paige, for allowing Aidan to work with you here today. Can we do a quick check-in to see who's still here? Because I know people kind of come in and out. So just letting us know once again, open in the comments so that I can just get a quick refresher of everybody that's here today. And then also thank you for keeping up with us in the comments if we're working with you as well. And we would love some hearts too, because we can't get enough love and embracing infinity. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Ava, can I come to you, love? I feel drawn to you. So I wanna give you a unicorn card first, Ava. I love my cards. They're so much fun. Okay, beautiful. All right. Ava, my darling. I got the flow card for you. So look at that, beautiful. I've got that for you. So Ava Bergstrom, find an easier path forward, surrender the outcome, and release your expectations. So, just a reminder, I know you already know this, but it never hurts to get reminded to be with the flow of life and with spirit, because everything is falling into place as it should be for you. They bring me to like the beautiful flowers of spring, like the different colored tulips and daffodils for you too, Ava. So it's like we have a beautiful time that's upon you right now. I'm being brought to an emerald ring as a gift from spirit for you to remind you of your power and your destiny and your healing that you're working through too. So I know this to be very important as well, Ava. I feel grandfather spirit coming in for you too, with like so much endearing love for you. I feel as if I could cry. And I feeling like I want to go like really far back in time into the ancestry, and there is some beautiful legacy and stories within your family history and genealogy that have a lot of meaning and for you as well, Ava, if you would understand this too. And this is also part of that flow, because you knowing your story as your grandfather brings it to me, you knowing your story helps you to understand you and helps you to give more healing and empowerment to the past as well. He brings me breaking of cycles for you too. So you're trying really hard to do things differently than in times of the past. If you were to understand, Ava, I know this to be very important for you. As I bring into the mermaid card for you, I get number, oh goodness, the numbers are always hard. I get number 10, knowledge. So look at that, Ava. Isn't that beautiful for you? Number 10, knowledge. That's for you too. And that actually goes really well with the discovering of your, family tree and your ancestry for you too. But I feel as if there's going to be a little bit of a shift for you in kind of like working in a different way, working with a different instructor, if you will. But it also feels like there is a time also to start really walking on your own path, if that makes sense. So you've already gathered a lot of learning and knowledge and development, and it's a beautiful time as we move into the spring months to start using it, if that makes sense. I feel like I want to put a little scarf around your like adorn you with a beautiful scarf. And then this is kind of like part of your goddess, feminine, divine feminine nature that comes in for you as well, of really reminding you of your feminine empowerment, Ava. So I feel this is also quite important that spirit wants to impress upon me for you too. They bring me to the stars as well. So your connection with astrology, with the universe, with your connection to the other star seed planets, is feel like that's coming more of a merging with you as well too, that you're becoming really connected to your universal self and being. Okay, beautiful. Yes, continue with the trance. I feel like that's beautiful for you. And also the trance healing that you're working with too, because you have some beautiful helpers that work with you and want to continue working with you in that way. So with that, spirit world gives you a big red heart with lots of love, and they're just pouring lots of love on you, lots of hearts on you too, and one for me too, Ava. So thank you for letting me work with you, beautiful. It's good to see you again. Aidan, I'll hand it over to you.
Okay, thank you. Have we come to Evelyn yet or no?
No, we have not. Would you like to
Okay.
run? Miss
Yes. Yeah, I'll come to Evelyn real quick. The one thing that I was being brought to, interestingly, was something about a book club or a group of people that you get together with and go over a book specifically is the thing that I'm being impressed right now. I also feel like there is something going on within the world of I feel like there's the question of, do I have money for X, Y, Z, or something like that. Of course, with all of the things that come up, we want to, be very mindful of our resources and things and not make any rash decisions. But I feel like, again, there's something specifically that is maybe a large, not a large sum of money, but I feel like it's a significant investment or something like that that's coming through here and it's like I don't know, it seems like a big, price tag or something like that. I want to be brought to that, and that's just coming up in my awareness. A little bit of a hesitation with that, but and also wanted to talk about abundance. Oh, Evelyn says yes, very good. With Evelyn, yes. So thank you for your comment with that, Evelyn. But I wanted to be brought to abundance as well, of that little concern of, do I have, of course, we're in a physical plane. Um, we have concerns about money and bills and all of that, but also working with abundance can help ease that fear or that anxiety or something like that too. I want to be brought to you as well. And I'm also being impressed that I don't know if you would know this, Evelyn. Okay, your car. Okay, thank you, thank you for that. Um, that there's a guy that you work with in particular with abundance or something like that. It's a man. I could feel that, or my own earthly understanding of man or masculine energy. Uh, that would be very good at helping you with that. So I just want to bring that through. So thank you.
That's beautiful. I'm so happy Evelyn got a message. We love Evelyn. She says, or surgical, and she's definitely on board with abundance. She's like, yes, 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 yes. I was feeling your kitty cat too, Evelyn. Just so you know, I feel like your kitty cat's like walking into your planters, playing in the dirt. So that was funny too. Okay, beautiful message, Aidan. Let me see here too. May I come to Janelle, please? Janelle, would you understand a grandmother in spirit who would have had uh, something going on kind of like with her nervous system that would have affected her, like her nerves or her muscles? Very sweet lady as well. So let me know if this is making sense for you, Janelle, as I'm blending with her, because she's reminding me of another lady that I know. And so that's why I'm bringing that up for you, Janelle. So I'm just going to check in with you. Okay, you do understand this, grandmother. Thank you, love, too. And I feel also when I connect with her too, she brings me to very tightness in the chest, so difficulty breathing, as if I'm having a difficult time in my chest, and a difficult with mental clarity. So this would have been a challenging group of symptoms to go through too. But she shows me prior to that being very good with her hands and the detailed work that she could do with her hands, because she shows me like this. And what's so beautiful now is in spirit world, she's like this beautiful grandma angel. She's like a grandma angel for you too. And she's got like the flow of her hands and her body again too, to where she just wants to dance and flow and be with like the rhythm of her soul and with spirit. It's quite beautiful as I'm being shown it, Janelle. And Janelle, would you also understand that you get symbols or signs and synchronicities? Oh, thank you, Janelle. Through the clouds, because she's showing me the clouds as being important, as if you look up and gaze into them and you can see pictures and get little signs through the clouds, like angel feathers or angel wings in the clouds. If not yet, please take that and look out for that in the days to come too. And I also feel like I want to go to numbers for you as she comes in, like 111, 1111 as some of the synchronous numbers. Okay, thank you, Janelle, too. Well, she's doing that in heaven, dancing in heaven. It's by Q Feel in the 80s. Have a listen to that one. It would be really fun. It's by Q Feel, Dancing in Heaven. That's like what she's doing. It's just so sweet. She's just the sweetest lady too. And if she could just make you some cookies and some bread so that you would feel all like warm and nurtured and protected in those days when you need it, she absolutely would do that. And she would want to like knit a blanket and like put it around you too. So she's so sweet. So are you understanding the clouds and the numbers? Okay, you do get the numbers all the time. Beautiful. Okay, and you do love the clouds. Okay, so pay attention when you go cloud gazing, that of a sign to come, like angel wings in the clouds, or something that you would understand to be a message from her and from spirit world for you as well. Like I feel like that's a beautiful gift from spirit. She shows me a teddy bear or plushy stuffed animal that you would have had as a child, that you would have carried with you and held on to you for comfort too. And it's just this very happy memory, because I see this beautiful smile on her face too. So she's lovely. I feel blessed to be able to connect with her for you, Janelle, too. And I see her wanting to pick a lot of different colors of roses and put a few other flowers with them and hand you this beautiful bouquet as a gift, because it feels like your gift is now. Like this is important to give you this gift right now too. And I get chills all over as I connect with her too. And she wants to kind of take the crown and put it onto your head and remind you of your queendom, of your essence, and of your beauty too. And she says, just keep looking forward. Keep looking forward. There's something about the plant that's called a fern. Perhaps you could look up at the spiritual symbolism of the fern for you that she brings through. But she is like a guardian angel for you. Oh, Mickey Mouse. Oh my God, I love that. Oh, beautiful. So take that with you and hold that. And she's blowing kisses to you. Sorry, there was a little bit of background noise. She's blowing kisses to you as well. And I'm going to leave you with her love, Janelle. And thank you for allowing me to work with you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Aidan, I'm going to hand it over to you.
All right. I wanted to circle back to Evelyn real quick, and she had a question about which cat. As you were talking, I was aware of a cat that was like black and white, like a tuxedo cat. And I also want to acknowledge as well, I was seeing another cat that might or not, I feel like it's not, but could be connected to Evelyn. That would be significant here. That's like a butterscotch color or like that kind of yellowish blondish color that also has white. So I want to acknowledge that too in case someone can claim that. But let's see.
Yeah,
Where was
she's
that
got
going
a few
before?
cats.
Oh,
I do believe those resonate with her.
okay. Okay. Thank you. I also, I want to come to Tam here about advice from Spirit. As I looked at your name, I was instantly brought to grounding of doing earthly things and enjoying earthly life and doing things like that. It's important that when we are working spiritually, that when things are super up here, that we also bring them back down and come back into balance. Um, Okay. I also, for some reason, I'm starting to flip a coin if that's something that you do, or you have a significance with coins and things like that, that I want to be brought to here. But I'm seeing like a nickel or something like that that I'm wanting to flip here. And I'm also wanting to bring up a collector coin or something, some special coin that's like gold or that's something that would be connected here too, that I want to bring through. But the important thing here is earthly things connecting to nature and grounding is very important. And enjoying the earthly existence as well. Getting back into the body, embodiment, exercise, things like that.
Beautiful, beautiful message for Tamara. Thank you for letting Aidan work with you, Tamara. And Evelyn is understanding the cats totally.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
beautiful. Vivian, there was a question from you. You'd like to know if your friend who recently transitioned is truly at peace. And I got an absolutely yes for you too. And I got the image of this big kind of phoenix-like bird, just this big, huge, colorful phoenix-like bird that's like flying in the air very majestically for you. So I feel like that's kind of like all you need to know with that too. And I also feel like I want to give you a big resounding thank you for your love, because there's prayers said and there's intentions that were said and things that were done to make this a very sacred and holy process. And with that, I got major chills, and you're being very well recognized for being part of this sacred process. Also understand with this friend, there is a divine soul connection there too that transcends beyond this lifetime that I feel like I want to impress upon you as well. So I hope that's helpful for you. And I'm happy to be able to give you the message, that confirmation that it's more than peace, it's absolute bliss. So I will leave you with that, Vivian. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aidan, would you mind giving us a collective message or some words of inspiration for everybody before we finish up here today, love?
Sure. As I take a breath here, I want to be brought to going outside as the seasons are changing, at least here. The weather is warming up. I know in California it's a little bit of a blessing to be able to, be out for a significant amount of the year. But for most of us, As the seasons change, it's very important that we get back outside, and in getting outside and connecting to nature, healing ourselves. Within 2025, I feel like there's a lot of shedding of a lot of, and it's the year of the snake. So a lot of things that we're letting go of within our own lives, that difficulties of the past and everything that's going on in our earthly existence, being kind to ourselves, opening up to the healing that is available to us, and to share that love with other people. And that's about it.
That's beautiful, Aidan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. People, if you're getting messages in the comments, please, for solicitation, please know that that's not us and just ignore them for now. Thank you. With that, I just noticed that kind of popping in. Okay, good. We took care of that. Okay, thank you. Rochelle, just real quick, I saw your question and the answer is definitely yes. I just want to say angel on earth is what I heard, angel on earth. So I hope that's helping you to know angel on earth as it is in heaven, as it is on earth. So I'll leave you with that love, and thank you again for allowing me to work with you. Aidan, I want to thank you so much for your time here today and for joining us. So much love for you, so much beautiful wisdom shared. Please, everybody, give Aidan a follow. And we'll be back live in a little while talking about the magazine that you're going to be writing in for edition 2. Mark the 14th on your calendars for his demonstration with Debbie Romero for a church demonstration that's coming up too. So that's very exciting for everybody to come and support you both and watch too. Everybody, the Psychic Hour is also coming on at 2:30 with Miss Kelly Brickle, our producer, so you don't want to miss that. Very excited. And Spiritually Imperfect at 4:30 Pacific time as well with Michael Christopher, Jennifer Lee. And I believe at 6 p.m. we also have EVBP Explorations with Todd Bates. So I hope I got all of that right here today. Thank you for your hearts, comments, shares. I so appreciate all of you so very much. If I may leave you with one final affirmation, may all of this love, beauty, healing, and grace that we've shared today be infinitely multiplied, spread across our whole planet and beyond, so that every being and form of consciousness feels loved and safe and has food and shelter, especially our beautiful children. So with that, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Veronica. Thank you to Kelly. Big hugs to you, Aidan. I'll see you on another live in just a little while. And
Yeah,
everybody,
for sure.
have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Take good care of yourselves and walk with grace, my dearest. So thank you. Bye, everybody.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.